The fastest way to improve your relationships is to make other people feel important in every way possible.
Is keep cool when other people get hot. We're inclined, all of us, to get hot when the other fellow gets hot. Say angry things when the other fellow starts saying angry things.
And this quality is called charm. This is the ability to create extraordinary rapport with anyone and make him or her feel truly exceptional in your presence. You might think that you need to be born with charm, but although some people seem to come by it naturally, charm is something that you can actually learn. No matter how skilled or smart or experienced you may be, most of your ability to succeed at anything depends on your ability to win people over, to convince them, to charm them. It's important to note that the deepest craving of human nature is the need to feel valued and important. Therefore, the secret of charm and improving your people skills is to make others feel important. The more important you make people feel in your presence, the more charming they will perceive you to be.
Now anybody can get mad and blow his top because of what somebody does or says, and it's happening all the time. But the truly big man, the man who is in charge of himself, he doesn't allow anybody to draw him down to that level of a street brawl or of an argument in harsh words unless he wants to do it. And if he's truly a big man, he doesn't want to do it.
So here are the 5 A's to mastering charm: acceptance, appreciation, approval, admiration, and attention. The greatest gift you can give other people is the attitude of unconditional positive regard. That is, you accept them in their entirety, without limitation. The best way to express complete acceptance is simple. You smile. When you smile with happiness at seeing people, their self-esteem jumps automatically. They feel important and valuable, and they like the person who is making them feel this way.
Remember, there are 3 sides to all arguments. We ordinarily think there are 2 sides to all arguments, but they're not. They're 3. There's your side, there's the other fellow's side, and then there's the right side. In all of the arguments I've ever heard, both parties were partly to blame, in one way or another. I have never yet heard an argument where one party entirely was to blame, although I suspect there are such arguments at times.
The second A is appreciation. You can show your appreciation by simply saying thank you on every occasion, for any large or small reason. You make a habit of thanking everyone in your world for everything they do. Thank your secretary for her work. Thank your spouse for his help. Thank your children for anything that they do that you appreciate. Whenever you smile or say thank you to another person, not only does that person's self-esteem and feeling of importance jump, but so does yours. You actually like yourself more each time you do or say anything that causes other people to like themselves more. And the more you like yourself, the more you will genuinely like and care about others, and the less concerned you will be about whether you are making a good impression, making your charm even more natural.
Never give directives to a subordinate when you're angry. If the matter is urgent, then cool off quickly.
The third A is approval. All human beings have a deep subconscious need for approval. For this reason, giving approval or praise to others often will make them feel wonderful about themselves, and they will find you to be more interesting, more perceptive, highly likable, and extremely charming.
Treat all people as nearly as possible as if they were rich relatives from whom you expected to be remembered in their will. Now that's a good one. That's a honey. That is a honey. If you just do that. Treat that a rich relative that had $1 million he was going to leave to you, or you suspected he was going to, it wouldn't make very much difference what he said or did. He would never throw you off balance. You'd never talk back to him, would you? Of course you wouldn't. It'd be quite silly if you did. Keeping quiet for $1 million seems to me to be a very easy price to pay.
The fourth A is admiration. Whenever you give people a sincere, genuine compliment about a trait or a possession or accomplishment, they automatically feel better about themselves. They feel acknowledged and recognized. They feel valuable and important. So compliment a person on an article of clothing, or on a trait like punctuality or persistence, or on an award that they've won. Compliment for small things as well as for large things.
Look for the seed of an equivalent benefit in every unpleasant circumstance with which you meet, no matter what the unpleasant circumstance is. Make it a point to discipline yourself so that you look for that seed of an equivalent benefit, and you start looking in connection with the circumstance. Don't wait a week or two till you've all worked yourself up about it. Start right in where you stand. It'll lessen the blow. It'll lessen the hurt of the wound, whatever it happens to be, if you start looking for that seed of an equivalent benefit.
The fifth A is attention. This is perhaps the most important quality of all for becoming charming. It's the most powerful behavior for building rapport, and it is the key to instant charm. When you pay close attention to other people, the more valuable and important they will feel they are. If someone wants to talk to you, immediately discontinue all other activities and give that person your entire attention. Listen as if you are transfixed by what they are saying, and then take a moment to pause before replying, rather than jumping in as soon as they take a breath. This shows that you actually heard the person, not only what they said, but what they meant.
Learn the almost forgotten art of asking questions and then listening to the answers instead of getting the other fellow told off. It gives you an awful lot of satisfaction when you're angry to get the other fellow told, doesn't it? And the temptation is very great to do that. I know, because I've been there many times. Don't do it. Be bigger than that. Listen to what the other fellow has to say, and then when somebody makes a statement that you're not sure about, learn to ask this one question. It's one of the most important questions in life. It'll serve more purposes than any other short question that I can think of. When somebody makes a statement that you're not sure about, or that you doubt, or that you question, ask a 4-word question. How do you know? And then wait for an answer and see him squirm. Oftentimes there is no answer. People make wild statements that they can't back up. And instead of getting into an argument and making an incident out of the matter and getting yourself worked up into an argument, let the other fellow stew in his own fat by putting him over the barrel with that question, how do you know?
The fastest way to improve your relationships is to make other people feel important in every way possible. If you want to change your future, take action, and take action now.
Never say or do anything which may influence another person without first asking yourself this question. Will it benefit him or hurt him? And if it will hurt him, don't do it. Don't say anything or do anything that would hurt another person under any circumstances, no matter how much he may deserve it. Exercise self-discipline. Don't do that, because if you hurt another man, you're going to hurt yourself 10 times as much at least. Because that hurt will come back on you. I don't care who you are nor what circumstances you're working under or living under. If you hurt another person, you will be hurt 10 times as much. And if the hurt doesn't come immediately, the rate of interest on that is compound interest on compound interest, and it'll be 100 times as great if you wait long enough. Because everything that you do to or for another person, you do to or for yourself. There is no escape from that. That's just as much a law as the law of gravitation, which everyone understands. You know that if you stepped off the top of this building, no matter what your mind was or what your belief happened to be, if you stepped off the top of this building and violated the law of gravitation, that you'd hit the ground and you'd die in a very few seconds. And this law, which brings you back that which you send out, is just as inevitable, just as inexorable as the law of gravitation or any other of nature's laws. Learn the difference between friendly analysis and unfriendly criticism. Then decide which you wish to live by in your relations with others. How can I tell whether it's friendly analysis or unfriendly criticism? You can tell by your relationship to the person who's making it, whether it's friendly or unfriendly, to begin with. If it's an enemy, obviously I discount it right off the bat, because you almost know it's going to be unfriendly criticism. I can tell also by the tone of voice in which he does it, by the manner in which he does it. Because a man who engages in unfriendly criticism generally uses a few epithets along with it that clearly indicates that he's biased. If you have self-discipline, you're not going to be influenced by that kind of a person. Remember that a good leader in any calling is one who can take orders as cheerfully as he gives them. Remember that tolerance in human relations is just as important as tolerance in the operation of mechanics.